Tompolo had same country during Jonathan's era, but the pipeline was not discovered. Steve Ayorinde laments. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Arise television anchor and political analyst Steve Ayorinde has recalled that High Chief Government Tompolo was awarded same old surveillance contract during the administration of former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, but the recently discovered illegal pipeline, which was said to have been discovered for 9 years, was not discovered. Steve Ayorinde's statement came as a reaction to recent discovery of an oil pipeline which was said to have been illegally connected to an export line. From the report, it was stressed that the pipeline had been illegally connected to the export line for about 9 years. According to Steve Ayorinde, if the illegal pipeline has been there for about 9 years, he wonders why it was not discovered during Jonathan's time by the Tompolo, because the current government have been in power for 7 years. Steve Ayorinde, who made this remark during the newspaper and headlines interview during the 15th and 17th minute, thanked Tompolo Tompolo for discovering the illegal pipeline. Steve Ayorinde also wondered what the next line of action would be after the discovery. What it is no longer news that Tompolo, this project given to Tompolo, guiding of pipelines and all, he has been coming out with threats. This is no longer a news. It's no longer news. But the thing is, just like this man asked this question, why be saying that now it constants? Hope something fishy is not going on. The pipelines were connected by the very person who claims he's discovering them. Remember, he and his Niger Delta Avengers were the ones blowing pipelines in very difficult places to reach during the early days of this government. The problem with Nigeria is we don't ask critical questions. Is he the only one with a pipeline surveillance contract? So what are others doing? Why is it he alone that is discovering all those breaches, or is it only his own pipeline that such breaches occurred? The pipeline he is given to protect passes through his domain, Okerenkoko, and all the breaches so far found are all within Okerenkoko access. No one could have done such breaches in the dense swamps without the say-so of his militants. Tompolo is the one who breached the pipelines and was selling the crude oil to Warfire refiner, tugboats and bunkering boats who were supplying vessels in Tongo Triangle. So no one should be surprised he's discovering breaches. He's the one who told them the breach that has been there since 9 years ago. We should not forget so soon the double face of Mama Tokor, the Boko Haram negotiator. They always think they're smart, but the cookies will eventually crumble. Okay, you have a point, sure. Was crude oil thief this bad during the first few years of Muhammad Buhari's tenure? If the answer to the question is capital no, then your submission is wrong. 9 years ago meant that the large-scale theft of crude oil is 2 years before Goodluck Jonathan left office as president. But the crude oil production and sales wasn't this bad then. Alright. The remarks are not unsavory, but merely sitting off the obvious. Tompolo certainly knows something more than the bridged pipeline that he really to tell us exactly. See, it is very possible. Possible gone. It's possible. When a matter like this, you need hard evidence. Don't get ahead of yourself. Alright, what makes him in point? Why didn't other surveillance groups discover the illegal pipelines if they were owned by Tompolo? Another question. I love this. I love the way we deal with the brainstorm on this issue. In the early days, the pipelines were blown up and Tompolo ran out of the country. The blown pipelines were traced and repaired. Tompolo came back to the country about 3 years ago when he could not procure a church government. When he procured came back to the country about 3 years ago when he procured a court judgment absolving him of EFCC accusation, and he went back to business. Why all the breaches mostly in his domain? Well, alright. Tompolo and his gang of criminals. Where we are all this. Alright, well, you people talk like fools. No, this is very uncivilized. The Shell offshore platform that All right. Well, at the end of the day, the Shell offshore platform that they load from in the high sea that was just discovered was it operated by Tompolo, or the ship that was caught and burnt by Navy, was that also Tompolo? How can anyone? All right. Well, or the ship that was caught and burnt by Navy, was that also Tompolo? How can anyone except people in government and oil companies tap a trunk, line and loose ships? Can any ship enter Nigerian waters without government permission? A lot of folks like you come on social media and start babbling. Get a fast right, please. Is Tompolo the only one with the surveillance contract? Well, let me say this before. Make you know, first of all, this matter is not the matter of rushing. It's the matter that you are going to do things. Okay. All right. No matter how called the breaches, it is Tompolo who take the credit for discovering and exposing them. The engineering scheme needed to install these breaches is beyond an individual militant. Shell and Chevron companies are complicit. Your wrong-winding analysis is in bad faith. All right, in this note of conflict. Oh, okay. Now the thing is, there are a lot of stories surrounding it. People are coming out to say he's the one that put it there. He's not the one that put it there, but I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. All right. Okay. Well, how many have you constructed? How many have you restricted because of the Minister of Petroleum? That was very powerful, and then she came from that area. No wonder the woman was stinkingly rich. Wow. Shut up, is Tompolo your NEF? Even with your two-time. All right. Who had been is still okay. Even with your two-time president, who had been and is still Minister of Petroleum, and with colonization of every organ of government, it seems nobody knows the rot is going on. Believe me, US and Europe know as well as the concerned government officials actually them to set up a judicial inquiry. The acts were perpetrated since the time of leadership, but being busted during Buhari's term, so keep quiet. All right. Well, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen.